he's telling me, he said, now we had a miracle happen, Brother David. I'm expecting dead raising or limbs grow out or blinded eyes or tumors or something. That's what always happens. And so he says, man, this very important guy, he named him to me. I said, whoa, where was he? He said, he was in church. I said, really? What was he doing there? Was he fixing to take y'all out or what? He said, no. He said, it's amazing. He said, when I saw him, this is how he is, because I trained him to be this way. When you see the enemy, you aggressively address them. You figure out what makes them the maddest, and you talk about it. And so you go off the thing and walk straight to them and just stand and look at them real calmly and just tell them what a devil they are. That's how you do it. And as soon as he got back up there, because he's this real talented fellow. One of these days I'll bring him around, let y'all, you can't believe how talented he is on different instruments. He's an amazing individual. That's the only reason I keep him around mostly, I think. Because he's nuts. He ain't afraid of nothing, and I like that, man. And as soon as he said, born again, this fella that had just inaugurated this demon house stood up and ran up and said, I want to get born again. Now, that's a miracle. Now, this is a big deal because they'll have to assassinate him. So that means we're going to get lots of miracles out of it of Jesus taking care of. See, how are you going to be remembered? Can you go into the devil's house? These men of God did it in times of old. They were not afraid. They didn't care what people think. They cared what God thought. Now, I try my best. I ask him every time. He asks me, what do you want to do? You want to do this? I'll tell him every time. The answer for me every time is, I want to do and be what you want. That's all I want to do while I'm here. I don't want to do nothing else. Now, right now, what we're doing, he's outgunned because there's this thing called the Holy Ghost. And you got just a window here. Do you understand that? Now, you got to understand these great things happening, these powerful people getting saved, these enormous responsibilities that are placed on us by the Holy Ghost are not random things that are happening. I have sought out these things. I did not know when I was young that's what I was doing. I'm not kidding you. Look, I was on a horse the other day. I got these two new Appaloosa saddle horses. They're real nice quarter horse things. They're real good mountain horses. And and I'm there, and we're on our way. It's probably a dozen or so or 15 pastors with me, and we're going. I'm on a horse, and this horse, the one I got, he let one of them walking sideways deals. Really a nice spirited animal. I love him. God's blessed me. And we come up on this village, It's just when the kids were getting out of school. And so they're walking. We're going along there. And this lightning storm came. Have you ever been in one? Do you know what it's like when lightning falls down, hits the ground, and starts bouncing along the ground in balls of fire? That's a real scary deal. And my horse didn't like that. But I was trying to talk horse to him, trying to explain to him that, where do you expect me to go? There's nowhere we can hide from this thing. It's all around us. There was just streams of light everywhere. The demon was so mad at us. These allowances and demons and how it all works, I ain't got it all figured out. But I know that in the middle of these extreme situations, there is no time to prepare. You have to be prepared. Don't ever think that King David, that Elijah, these men I've been talking about, Elisha, that they ever went anywhere unprepared. They were always prepared. I have studied their lives. You can't find an incident where these men went anywhere that they were caught off guard by a demon spirit. They were always outmanned, but they were never caught off guard. That's why we have to be on guard all the time. Because we're an army, that's why. To walk in the Holy Ghost, you have to be that way. To accomplish great things. And this one young girl, I didn't know her, never seen her. She's an Indian. If her parents would have known she was even close to me, well, they would have beat her with clubs and stuff. But because of the situation and the lightning and the way it was, I said, come over here by me and don't move. Don't fear my horse. Fear the lightning. I have the Holy Ghost, and God will protect us, and it won't do anything but burn us a little bit maybe, but it ain't going to get us. And actually, all it did was raise the hair on our heads, and the horse's hair was sticking all out. That's how close it was. But it never got us. It was all around us, but it never got us. And in a minute, she was so scared, I can't console her. I can't get off the horse and hold her or nothing. It's illegal. I would get killed for that. But I can get her over there and protect her with what I got to protect her with. And the only thing that can protect you in that type of situation is the power of God. There is no protection. You should have seen the trees that were just there and gone all of a sudden, and the animals that were just poofs of smoke. It was fascinating, to say the least. But that great Holy Ghost, none of us, none of our group got hit. None of the children around us got hit. God protected us all. And that's a miracle. Now then, you got to be ready. You got to stay ready. Now then, at the end of the chapter, the dead raising thing of 17, and then we're going over to 18. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Elijah. See, there's one thing about wanting to mentor people. It's something else for people to want to be mentored. You got to understand, it takes a decision to want somebody to mentor you in the power of God. Because there's so many things out there that will try to sacarte, try to pull you away from the will of God for your life. You have to decide daily to keep going as a mentor and as a person being mentored. I'm telling you, Elisha was able to walk in the double portion of Elijah, not because he was a good man, but because he made good decisions and he did what God said. It's called obedience. Are you following me? I'm trying to talk to you about something here. All right. Now, I want to be remembered as a person that was loyal and faithful to the call of God where God's called me. I haven't moved more than 9 miles from the place I was from the day I went in to where I am now is 9 miles. And I've moved around all over the place, but now where I'm stable and all that now, after all these years, is 9 miles from the beginning. Because Jesus told me to go there, and I plan to stay there. Now look. Let's keep going. I'm taking up too much time with this. Let's go over here to, we got the double portion and all. And you know, and all them other people didn't get to see it or nothing because they was interested in other stuff. Elijah don't serve good food. But at the walls of the school they do, and that's why they stayed at the school. So in 2 Kings 2, 8 and 9, this is where it all is about the mantle and the whole thing where Elisha got it, came back. He got to see some of the powers of God that few people have ever seen. He saw the horsemen of God. He saw with his own eyes the whirlwind take up his mentor. He became a mentor from 1 minute to the next. That's how it happens.